Good morning, good morning. We are in the tarot study of the Justice card. There's original Rider-Waite, Golden Art Nouveau. And we look at all these different ones just to put all these different ideas and images and inspiration in our mind for future reference. Because then we can, this is a Wildwood Tarot. Like if we're doing a reading, we have all of this is kind of filed away to be able to pull from. Wandering Star Tarot, Tarot of the Abyss, the Lightseers Tarot, and then today we're introducing, this is Tarot of the Divine. Look at him. It's like he just the way he's holding up that medal, it's almost like he just won a battle, right? He just won a competition. All right. So, let me make sure I get you good view there. Hang on. Oh, Lord. There. Okay. All right. And then this is the book we're going to read today, Tarot for Change by Jessica Dore. This is the inside. And hopefully it's not super long. Okay. There's an old Irish tale of 5 sons who stop at a well while traveling. They are thirsty, but the well is guarded by an old woman whom Standish O'Grady describes in his telling of the story as variously unwholesome, with warped crooked shins garnished with massive ankles and a pair of capacious shovels. Knotty knees she had, and livid nails. The woman says she will gladly give the young men water, but only if they give her a kiss. One by one, the men recoil in disgust, opting for dehydration over having to make contact with with something they see as hideous. That is, until the young son Niall, God, I'm saying how you say it is right there. I've heard it, seen it, read it. Niall, I'm leaving it. Okay. Makes his request for water. When asked for a kiss, he eagerly says yes. And not only that, agrees to lie down, which I'm pretty sure means have sex, with her. He leans in for a kiss, and when his kiss touches hers, she transforms into a woman who meets the beauty standards of the day and place. She had lustrous teeth of pearl, mouth red as rowan berry, and a galaxy of charms. When asked who she is, the woman replies, "Royal rule. Where I live, we must understand the word justice. We use it to talk about systems of punishment, vengeance, and retribution, rarely imagining it as having to do with healing and restoration. One of the functions of stories and other things written in the language of metaphor, archetype, and symbol is that they can remind us of what underlies the words we use. Because while words can clarify, they can also obscure. Stories and symbols bring us back to a time and place when concepts like justice were a reflection of a naturally occurring process, observed in the world and attributed to gods and other fantastical beings beyond the sphere of human influence. Folk tales like the one about the Irish brother have often depicted justice as a natural law that rewards the gentle and kind-hearted, not necessarily to say, do good and good will follow, but rather to solidify the link between action and consequence. Excuse me. Justice and Tarot, which is called Adjustment in the Thoth deck, asks questions about cause and effect as well as lessons learned. In compassion-focused therapy, CFT, which uses theories of evolutionary psychology to put into context the experiences of modern humans. Our neuroses, anxiety, for example, aren't viewed as defects, but simple traits that have evolved over the course of human history to keep us safe in response to environmental threats. Anger, for example, may have evolved as a social bargaining tool to help us avoid being wronged over and over again. Shame likely to evolve to encourage pro-social behavior among groups in service of solidarity and coherence, without which our species would not have survived. The same can be said of the less than desirable traits and behaviors in our individual life history. When we make the space to reflect on why we do what we do, we often come to realize that it all made sense once. To understand something is to validate it. When we can validate, we're living in alignment with the royal rule of compassionate living. Clarissa Pinkola Estes has remarked that in old stories, those who are gentle with what is undesirable or ugly are many times blessed, while those who scorn and reject ugliness are either barred from their desires or punished, often cruelly. This lesson can be applied to how we respond to things about ourselves we don't like. Justice teaches us that when we're cold and rejecting toward the things in ourselves that we find grotesque and undesirable, that attitude yields consequences just as it would if we were to treat a friend that way. Loss of trust, dignity, and personal power. On the other hand, when we practice kindness and willingness to engage with the parts of ourselves that we view as hideous or unlovable, we're bound to receive a benediction. It could be anything from a moment of peace, free from a reign of the harsh inner critic to significant and lasting change. And it's important to remember that we don't have to love or even like ourselves to be kind. When we begin to see that what we once viewed as fatally flawed or irredeemably defective is a natural consequence of having come up with the environment we did, we create spaciousness from the urge to punish or berate ourselves and call it justice. Paradoxically, understanding and validation act like magic charms that help us carve out the openings we need to make adjustments. Amen. And so it is. Tarot for change. And again, there's the card of the day, Justice, by from the Tarot of the Divine deck. All right. Much love. See you tomorrow.